right, thank you so much for joining us here on this Thursday evening in the David McMullen Gymnasium, the home of the Lakers. In front of you, you see the McAdam Warriors just finishing up their warm-up. They will be playing against our senior girls in this tune-up match before provincials. Charlie, what are you looking forward to seeing this evening?
Well, I'm expecting to see a good game between the two local teams. Hopefully some good rallies and both teams getting prepared for provincials. I'm pretty excited to see what they've been working on.
Yeah, no, and thanks for mentioning that, because we should say both these teams have qualified for the provincial showcase, which will be going on next weekend. That's Saturday, May 28th and Sunday, May 29th at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton. Harvey will be competing in Division 3, while McAdam will be competing in Division 4. So while this is a bit of a mismatch on paper, Harvey's certainly favored to win. You know, those McAdam girls will be coming out strong. They never like to drop any matches to Harvey, and Harvey, of course, never misses an opportunity to stick it to McAdam. So it should be a good rivalry matchup here in the gym tonight. Bit of a late game, 7 p.m. I think the seniors just finished watching Jurassic Park, the 1993 original. It's their senior movie, so we'll see if the girls are coming out fierce like Raptors. Yep. It's like starting for your Lakers will be number 5, Ava Grieve, number 8, Lauren Peasy, number 12, Maddie Chisholm, number 10, Natalie Bernard, number 13, Riley DeMerchant, and number 6, Lauren Haley. And DeMerchant will head to the bench as libero Haley Messer checks in. She is also mirrored, I guess, by her counterpart, Gabby Messer, also wearing number 1 in the black and yellow jersey. And we're off. Here's a serve from Ava Grieve. That's fielded by Messer. Musgrave puts it up. Hit attempt by McIver. Natalie Bernard goes up and blocks that to get the Lakers on the board. Great start for Harvey. Another strong serve from Grieve. That's going to just hit the net and sneak over. I didn't think that was going over, but Grieve was able to just power that through.
Yeah, no, Grieve's power on those serves is quite impressive at even such a level in high school.
Messer to Musgrave, and again at the front of the net, it's Natalie Bernard, this time rejecting Cleghorn. McAdam's going to have a tough time here at the front of the net with some of Harvey's best blockers. 3-0 in the early going, fielded again by Messer. Musgrave will put it up. Cleghorn gets the long hit, and they've scored a point. Haley Messer can't get there in time for the Lakers. And so McAdam will get their first serve. It's out here is Musgrave, wearing number 6 for the Warriors. Fielded by Lauren Haley. Maddie Chisholm puts that up. Natalie Bernard with the long volley. Gabby Messer in the back. There's Musgrave. Over to Kitchen. Here's Maddie Chisholm with the set. Lauren Peasy goes up for the cross-court hit. That's saved by Scott. Musgrave with the up. Long hit by Kitchen. But that goes out of bounds. Lakers wise to let that go. 4-1 here in the early going. Here's Maddie Chisholm now. Another of the senior players. 6 of them on this Lakers team. There's the up by Musgrave, and McIver opting for a bump over instead of the hit. I don't think she's confident getting that past the Harvey defense, but still did not connect. Here's Chisholm again. Fielded by Scott. Collision there as a couple of Warriors knock into each other. Gabby Messer, the libero, does make contact on the third hit, but sends it high up. And on the ceiling, that will be out of play. So here's Maddie Chisholm. 6-1 Lakers here in the early going. Up by Musgrave. Cleghorn with the hit, that's out of bounds. 7-1 Lakers. As Lakers have been playing against some tough competition all season long, competing in Tier 3, but also playing quite a few Tier 2 teams through their season. I think that experience is showing. Long hit fielded by Haley Messer. Here's Ava Grieve to the front. Natalie Bernard's going to knock that over. That's saved by Gabby Messer. Musgrave must come over the net there, I guess. Tried to send it over on the set. Looking for a bit of misdirection, but referee Steve O'Rourke saw something he didn't like. Musgrave puts it up. Here's a hit from Kitchen. Nice dig by Lauren Haley, keeping that alive. Hit from Natalie Bernard will go out. And Warriors have their second point, 2-8 here, as Cleghorn is going to try to get them back into this thing. Serve from Cleghorn is good. Lauren Haley's going to put that up. Lauren Peasy now to the front, and Maddie Chisholm will send that over on the third hit. Kept alive by Cleghorn. Here's Musgrave sending it over. Lauren Peasy back to some teammates. Maddie Chisholm puts it up for Natalie Bernard, looking for the corner, finds Cleghorn. Here's Musgrave. Little winding up for a big hit, but Haley Messer is there. Good rally by both sides now. Good hit from Ava Grieve. That's saved by Kitchen. At the front of the net there, Natalie Bernard got fingers on it, but it just wasn't enough. Lauren Peasy diving to try to get there. Can't quite make it though. 3-8 now. Service from Cleghorn. Lauren Haley plays that to Natalie Bernard. Maddie Chisholm's third hit goes into the net. So McAdam starting to get back into this. Cleghorn going for her third point. Off the serve. Haley Messer up to Ava Grieve, but we've got a whistle. It's like a double hit. Might have been one of those ball spins that gave it away.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to control those ball spins, especially when they come off so fast. It's kind of hard to control with only your fingertips.
Definitely. Here's Ava Grieve, more control this time. Sends it over, and McIver can't quite corral that. So nice work by Messer as she checks out of the rotation. And Riley DeMerchant heads up to the front. Here's Natalie Bernard with the serve. Strong service over. That's fielded by Scott directly. Ava Grieve over to Maddie Chisholm. Riley DeMerchant looking for a big hit, but that is kept alive. Little sends it out of bounds. So Lakers with the point. And Bernard will get another serve. Service is out of bounds. Warriors let that go as Bernard checks out and Haley Messer checks back into the back. It will be McIver with the ball on her hands. Serve into the net. So Lakers get it, maintain a 5-point lead. Lauren Peasy in the back now. Ball is up and over. Scott gets, or Little rather, gets hands on that. Pushes it over. The blocking hands of DeMerchant falls on the Lakers side. So Warriors give a little woot. Here's Kitchen. Service that catches the top of the net there. 7-12 now. So Lauren Haley with the serve. Scott puts it up over to Musgrave. Back to Scott for a hit, but that goes out of bounds. Lauren Haley gets another. Lakers up 13-7 now. Here's Scott to Musgrave. Back to Scott for a hit, but Lauren Peasy is there. Maddie Chisholm with the up, and Ava Grieve's going to volley it. Looking back corner. Gabby Messer saves that from the lip position. Third hit by Musgrave goes over. Ava Grieve gets it over to Maddie Chisholm. Up for a bump for Riley DeMerchant. Here's Scott to Musgrave. Little looking for a hit. Lauren Haley saves that. Here's Chisholm over to Grieve, looking again for the corner. Overshoots by maybe a foot. Tough break. So service goes back to the Warriors. Here's Little. Ball is up and over. Ooh. Catches the Lakers unaware. That doesn't happen too often. Lakers usually pretty good at fielding those serves, but kind of fell a few steps in front of Haley Messer. Here's Little again. This time Messer's got it. That's over to Maddie Chisholm. Riley DeMerchant up for the big hit. McIver keeps that alive. Here's Musgrave sending it to the back row. Haley Messer is there. Chisholm puts it up. Ava Grieve with a big hit. Nice work by Little from her knees, keeping that alive. Musgrave for the Warriors running into the stands, can't quite make it. As Riley DeMerchant has the ball. Haley Messer is out and Natalie Bernard is in up front. So we'll see how the Warriors adjust to that defense. Service from DeMerchant goes into the net. So she checks out and Haley Messer's back in. I think we'll see Messer in the back for most of this game, I would imagine. Service from Scott. Messer up to Maddie Chisholm. Natalie Bernard looking across court. That's kept alive by Scott. Here's Musgrave. Over to Cleghorn with the hit. Lauren Haley keeps it alive. Natalie Bernard with the set for Ava Grieve, but that is out of bounds. Tough break. As again, it falls just about a foot outside that red line. There's Scott with the service. Lauren Peasy puts it up. Maddie Chisholm on the second hit sends it over, but Scott is there. Musgrave putting it up, and Cleghorn looking back row. Nice lateral movement there by Haley Messer, keeping it alive. Here's Ava Greaves sending it. Scott with the up. Musgrave back to Scott. Scott for the back row, does send it over, but Ava Greaves is there. Natalie Bernard at the front of the net. Might have been a bit of miscommunication there from the girls. So I think Bernard and Chisholm both within range to play that. 12-14 as McAdam is clawed their way back into this thing. Let's see if the Lakers can give themselves some breathing room. Nice hit by Ava Grieve. Great find. Puts that kind of right in the second level of defense. And gets the Lakers the ball back with a 3-point lead. 15-12 Lakers as we near the halfway point. Well, reach the halfway point, I'd say, of this first set. Here's Cleghorn. Got it by Natalie Bernard. Lauren Peasy with the dive, tried to keep it alive, but couldn't quite get hands on it. So here's Musgrave. Messer, Haley Messer with the pass, rather. Maddie Chisholm for Natalie Bernard with a big hit, but someone was on the net. Tough break. Haven't seen too many of the big hits from Harvey yet.
No, haven't played. It seems since I've seen McAdam start to adapt on their defense after the start of the beginning set because they noticed that Harvey's a big playing team. So I've seen their defense kind of change more towards the middle of the court because that's where the big spikes come in. So I'm seeing big adaptations and big changes in McAdam's team on the fly, which is really good to see and a very good trait to have on your team.
Yeah, certainly. Nice in-game adjustments from this Warriors squad. As they trail by 3 now, 14-7, trailed by 7 or 8, I think, at the beginning of the set. Lakers look to build up a bit more of a lead. Here's Maddie Chisholm again. Ball is up and over. Nice placement by Chisholm. As Mr. Mike Fletcher would say, there was a lot of topspin on that. That fell very nicely in the middle of the McAdam defense. There's Chisholm again. This one's kept alive by McIver. Musgrave sends it over. Here's the set from Natalie Bernard. Lauren Peasy looks cross court. McIver keeps it alive. There's Scott getting it to Kitchen, who sends it over. Maddie Chisholm with the up. Here's a big hit from Natalie Bernard, but Scott is there. Musgrave sends it over. Nice tricky play from the Warriors setter. Had her back to the net, but sent that over her back with a no look. Tried to catch the Lakers unaware, and I think she might have. Here's Cleghorn now. Lauren Peasy fields that. Lauren Haley fields it. That was Lauren Peasy on the hit. Third hit from Musgrave over. Natalie Bernard puts that up for Maddie Chisholm. Back to Bernard. Nice hit. McIver got hands on it, but just delaying the inevitable at that point. Good work by the Lakers as they look to close this thing out. 19-15 is the score. Here's Natalie Bernard back to serve. Good in. Scott gets hands on that, but can't direct it to a friendly face. So 15-20 is your score. We'll see if the Warriors coaches think about using a timeout around here. Here's Bernard again. That's into the front of the top of the net, rather. So we'll have to wait a little while longer. Here's McIver. Back to serve wearing number 11 for the Warriors. Ball's up and over. Haley Messer wisely lets that go. Falls well out of bounds. 21-16 is the score. Nice power on that serve from McIver, but as Mr. Fletcher would say, not quite enough topspin. Here's Lauren Pease. That falls nicely to the libero, Gabby Messer. There's Kitchen sending it over. Peasy back to Chisholm. Ava Grieve. Nice work by Grieve. This time she picks the spot and it lands exactly there, right in the corner. As you can see on the instant replay. Big thanks, by the way, to Ashton Little, who is running the computer today. Charlie Gregory doing double duty on color and camera. And we should also thank our minor officials tonight. Alice Vautour has been flipping all the numbers on that score chart. And Maddie Fraser-Cole has been filling in all the right boxes on that score sheet. Service from McAdam is into the net. So 23-17. Here's Lauren Haley. She needs 2 to close out this first set for the home side. Scott sends it over Riley to Merchant. Makes no mistake about that. Served up a gift, and she has no problem taking it. 24-17, set point Lakers. Here's Lauren Haley. Up by Scott. Musgrave with the set back to Scott, looking cross court and threads it by. Not sure if the Lakers thought that was going out of bounds. Both Messer and Peasy kind of watched that go by. So 18-24. Lakers just need a point. Little back to serve, and that goes into the net. Tough break. Don't always necessarily like to see those end on a fault from one team, but I think Lakers will be pretty happy with the W regardless.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's definitely nice picking up the first at the beginning of the game.
Kind of survived a bit of a McAdam comeback in the mid stages of that set, though, as Lakers jumped out to a very early lead. Looked pretty dominant at the beginning of the game, but McAdam stayed in it, kept it respectable. So we'll see what happens as McAdam has 11 players dressed tonight. Lakers with their traditional 9. We'll see if there are any major lineup changes and how those affect the second set.
Yeah, I was still pretty impressed with how McAdam actually changed their game plan that quick on the fly in the middle of the first set. It was quite impressive to watch, actually.
Well, it's a good observation. Now, I don't think these teams have played yet this season, despite being probably each other's closest geographic rival, just being in different tiers and going to different tournaments and whatnot. Now, they may have met at some tournaments, but I don't think so. I believe this is the first meeting, but of course, some of these girls have played against each other in 3 or 4 different sports for quite a number of years, so could be that they that familiarity breeds a bit more knowledge of how to adapt on the fly.
Yeah, I guess. Even though it being our first time watching them play this season, the girls must have enough chemistry with their team to know what to expect, I guess.
Could very well be. Looks like it will be a very similar lineup for the Warriors. I don't see any players who did not see the court earlier. For the Lakers, it will be Lauren Haley and Lauren Peasy grabbing some rest, and Hannah Mason and Alice McDonald checking in to replace them. Haley Messer checks in as Riley DeMerchant heads to the bench. Libero for McAdam is already in position. And it will be Scott, wearing number 4 for the purple and gold, starting things off. Lakers in position. Here we are, set 2. And it's the Lakers on the board first on that misfire from McAdam. Eva Grieve. Lakers starting strong. Nice serve from Grieve. It looks like that just threaded the needle on that line there. Here's Grieve again. Sent up by McIver. Musgrave sends it over, but I think it was out of bounds when it crossed over the net line, that center line. So unfortunately, that will not count. Good play, good hustle for Musgrave, though, to get there in time. There's Kitchen, keeping that alive. Musgrave back to Kitchen for a back row hit. Nice dig from Grieve. Good work from Haley Messer, too, keeping that alive at the front of the court. Cleghorn went for the direct hit, but Messer made no mistake about it. Right there to serve that back up to a teammate. Good hustle from a couple of senior players on this Lakers squad.
Yeah, I believe that ball might even have gone out of bounds in a quick point for Harvey, but I think Grieve has seen too many gamble plays that Harvey is taking and a lost point, so I think she was kind of sick and tired of making those tough decisions.
Yeah, shows a good degree of confidence, too, that you're willing to play that. Oh, Natalie Bernard sends it over, but it's stuffed by Cleghorn. Cleghorn's been on the receiving end of most of those in the first set, so McAdam pretty happy to get one of those. Here's Grieve with the first pass. Maddie Chisholm puts it up. Nice work from Natalie Bernard. Went for the fake hit, but opted instead for the volley. Here's Ava Grieve from the back row. Hannah Mason's going to hit looking cross court. Gabby Messer keeps that alive. Here's Musgrave. Over to McIver. Maddie Chisholm is there. Up by Bernard and Chisholm with the hit. Musgrave sending it up. Cleghorn sends it over. Haley Messer is there. Maddie Chisholm put it up for Bernard, but Kitchen gets there. Nice dive by Musgrave again, keeping these in play. Good rally here by both sides. Hannah Mason looking cross court, but again, Messer in position for the Warriors. As we have a bit of a misfire at the front of the net. It is, I believe, Cleghorn who mistimed that hit there. Ending that nice rally by both sides. Maddie Chisholm's serve is under the net. So it will be McAdam getting the serve. As Gabby Messer checks out, and Little is going to check in for the Warriors. Here's Bernard bumping over, looking for the corner. Cleghorn is there. Musgrave puts it up. Big hit from Kitchen. Haley Messer gets it over to Maddie Chisholm. Nice hit by Mason. Looks like Steve O'Rourke is calling that out. It's a very close call to make. As McAdam trailed by 2 now. Cleghorn of the Warriors going to try to cut this lead to 1. There's the service. Haley Messer is there. Still can't quite get there in time as Alice McDonald running to the sideline. So 5-4. McAdam has a chance to tie here. I believe would be their first tie of the set, of the night rather. It's not to be this time round. As Haley Messer checks out and Riley DeMerchant is going to check in up front. Ball in the hands of Natalie Bernard. It is not quite over. Tough break as she grabs some rest and Haley Messer is back in. Here's McIver for the Warriors. Lakers gonna let that go out. Good call. I think Messer, I'm pretty sure she pulled up as she was getting there. She could have made that if she had tried, but I think she saw that was going out. Very good kind of run of play call. It's Hannah. Oh, sorry.
You definitely do have to be quick on safety to make that kind of play as well. Like, that ball went fast, and I was pretty sure she was going to play it, but she pulled back at just the right time. Yeah. I think you've had to have seen a lot of volleyball to be able to make that call with that kind of confidence. Nice serve by Mason, just on the line, so she'll get another one. Here's the patented 5-dribble, 1-slap pre-service routine. As that ball is up and over. Nice serve. Messer laying out to play that. Riley DeMerchant with the set now for the Lakers. Ava Grieve looks back corner. McIver is there. Musgrave diving to try to get there. Kitchen getting her money's worth on those knee pads. Sliding down to try to get that third ball. Can't quite get there in time from the sideline. So Lakers have it with a 4-point lead. Ball's up and over for Hannah Mason. Gabby Messer to Musgrave. Here's Scott with the hit, but Haley Messer is there. Maddie Chisholm gets it to the net front.
Nice attempt by Ava Grieve, but I think she might have been on the net on that one. That's the call from Steve O'Rourke. So score is Lakers 9, McAdam 6. Service is short from Kitchen. As we have a substitution here, Kitchen is out. And McIntyre, number 8, is going to check in for the Warriors. Here's Alice McDonald with the serve. It's fielded by Gabby Messer. Here's Scott with the hit. That's out of bounds. Good call by the Lakers. As McDonald's going to serve again. Good service. Fielded again by Gabby Messer. Musgrave up for Little with the hit, and that will go over the head of McDonald and in. So 7-11 is your score now. Lakers still up by 4, but McAdam staying with this thing. Never letting things get too out of hand. Here's Little. Service is low. Kind of froze at the top of the net there, but ultimately did fall on McAdam's side. As Little heads to the bench. Service from Riley DeMerchant is good. There's McIntyre to Messer. Nice work at the front of the net from Natalie Bernard. Not just a block, but sends it into a corner away from the defenders. Riley DeMerchant gets another serve now. Service is good. That's McIntyre with the direct response. Here's Alice McDonald to Maddie Chisholm, setting up Natalie Bernard for a hit. McIntyre gets hands on that, but it's not enough. 13-7 is your score now. So we've got Riley DeMerchant here. Nice service. McIntyre with the up. Musgrave over to Cleghorn, who sends it over. Here's Hannah Mason now. Maddie Chisholm puts it up. Big hit from Ava Grieve. That's out of bounds. But I think they heard that in McAdam. It's a big hit. Grieve known for those. See if we can get a few more of those out of her as the night goes on. For now, it's McAdam's serve. Here's the service by Scott. Grieve to Chisholm. Back to Grieve for another hit. This time, she tempers it, pulls her punch, and lands that very nicely right between the defenders. Point Lakers, 14-8. Service from Grieve to the back row. Gabby Messer is there. McIntyre over to Cleghorn, who sends it. Here's Alice McDonald with the pass. Maddie Chisholm puts it up for Natalie Bernard, who looks back row. Messer is there of the Warriors. Cleghorn sends it over again. McDonald to Chisholm. This time it's Mason who sends it over. That ball up high, manages to avoid some rafters. We're still playing here. Good rally now. Chisholm to Bernard, but that's kept alive by McIntyre. Front of the net, Musgrave. Warriors almost kept that alive, as I believe that was Musgrave diving down. And with a score at 15-8, we're going to have a timeout here as the McAdam coaches talk to their girls, as I think they're trailing by the most they have. 16-8, sorry, is the score. What do you think the Lakers need to hear right now to stay focused, Charlie?
Well, not really a whole lot. Lakers have been performing pretty well throughout this entire game, I'd say. But if there's one thing I have to point out, is probably not let a lot of those chance balls land on the court, because that's where McAdam has been getting most of their points, is when that ball looks like it's just going out of bounds, but it just hits the net. So they've been pretty consistent on those hits, so I think Hardy needs to kind of watch out for those balls a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe err on the side of caution and just play those. We've seen the girls play some of those quite successfully to keep rallies alive and ultimately take the point. When if they just let it fall, they might be giving one up. So yeah, no easy points, that's for sure. On the McAdam side, they seem to be responding pretty well once they get into a rally. It seems to be either they allow the point right off the serve, or they have a really long extended rally, one or the other. So we'll see if they can have a few more kind of quick kills and direct responses maybe to make this game a bit more competitive. Here's Ava Grieve coming out of the timeout. We'll see if the gamble paid off. Grieve Up to Maddie Chisholm. Hannah Mason looks cross court, but nice dive by Scott, keeping that alive. Alice McDonald, great play by the Lakers as they reset. McDonald hit that from the sideline, almost on the McAdam side. Here's Natalie Bernard with the set. That's over to Hannah Mason. Good dive by Musgrave, keeping it alive. McIver, Grieve with the one-handed punch. Bernard looks for the kill, and she gets it. Ball came to the Warriors, couldn't quite get there as I think we have a injured Warrior on the play. They hit the ground hard. So the girls are going to take a knee here.
I believe it might be an ankle injury, actually. It looked like he kind of fell a little bit loosely on the floor.
Tough break, yeah, I think you're right. His coaches have a look at that ankle. Now would be a good time to run through the Lakers playoff schedule, which will be happening, as we mentioned, on Saturday the 29th and Sunday, Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 29th in the Grant Harvey Center. Maybe if our tech crew can pull that up on the Harvey website. Let McAdam recover here, as you see on the screen there. Lakers are going to be the pink boxes. I believe they play at 2 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. on Saturday, 10:15, and those are the 3 round robin matchups. And if they make the final, that will be at 12:30. As the Warriors readjust. So injured player, I believe, is Cleghorn. We wish her all the best. Hope it's not too serious as the coaches and trainers get some ice on it. Ava Grieve has scored again on the service. 18-8. Grieve sends it over and it's good. 19-8 now. Here's Grieve again. That's up for Scott. Nice work by Musgrave sending it over. Chisholm putting it up, and Natalie Bernard's going to send that on the third hit. Scott keeping it alive. Musgrave with the pass. Back over to Scott. Nice work by Haley Messer getting low. Maddie Chisholm looking for the misdirect on the second hit. There's McIver looking cross court. Hannah Mason with the big hit. Nice work by Scott. Got hands on it, but redirects it well out of bounds on the Lakers side. So after that extended rally, it's the Lakers come out ahead 20-8 as they take a commanding lead at the end stages of this second set. Musgrave with the third hit, sending that up and over to Haley Messer. Maddie Chisholm for Ava Grieve with a big hit into the back. That is out of bounds, as it will be Musgrave getting the serve. Service comes to Haley Messer. Ava Grieve's going to set that, but a double hit again. Uncharacteristic for the Lakers, getting called on those. Hopefully they can clean those up in time for the provincial showcase. Here's Grieve with a nice pass over to Hannah Mason, who puts that up for Natalie Bernard, and that's going to drop just inside. Nice placement. 21-10 is your score. Ball on the hands of Maddie Chisholm. One of 6 senior players on this Lakers squad. Sends that ball over nicely. Good placement there, right between those metal holes for the badminton nets. It's kind of that sweet spot between right behind the first row of defense. As it looks like McAdam has kind of readjusted their reception. Oh, nice heads-up play by Bernard at the front of the net, keeping that alive after a failed block. Here's Scott over to Musgrave, who sends it over. Maddie Chisholm is there. Bernard with the up, and Greaves gonna look in the corner. Nice placement from Ava Grieve, proving she's got more tools in her tool chest than just the big hit. And she volleys that directly over. Here's Chisholm again. Prone to a lot of big serving runs is Chisholm. Lakers love to see that. Here's the pass from Chisholm. Now Bernard's gonna bump that over to Scott. Musgrave with the set. Back to Scott, whose hit falls out of bounds. So 24-10, we've got set point here on the hands of Madison Chisholm, wearing number 12 in grade 12 for your Lakers. Ball is up and over. That's McIver to Musgrave, and it will be Harris trying to send it over. Can't get that past Natalie Bernard, and with that, 25-10 is your score. Lakers take this second set in convincing fashion. As I think, unfortunately, the Warriors might have had a bit of air taken out of their sails there with that injury to one of their starting players, Cleghorn. I hope she's okay. I think you're right, Charlie. It was an ankle injury. So they got some ice to her. They got her to the sideline, so hopefully someone with some training is able to have a look at that. Tough break, because it's kind of the worst case scenario for these tune-up matches. These girls just looking to stay fresh and warm for a 2-week layoff, as they had regionals last weekend and have a whole 2 weeks without any scheduled games before provincials. So you kind of want to plan these games so that you can stay in the swing of things, but there's always that risk of injury. So we hope Cleghorn a speedy recovery and hope that she's ready for her provincial showcase next weekend. That's Saturday, May 28th and Sunday, May 29th at the Grant Harvey Center. Take a moment to thank all the folks who have worked behind the scenes to make tonight possible. Big thanks to Ashton Little, who is clicking all the right buttons on the computer console. Thanks to Maddie Fraser-Cole, checking all the right boxes, and Alice Vautour, who is flipping us off with those scorecards. Steve O'Rourke is our head referee tonight, and only referee, in fact. Looks like he's going to solo these 5 sets. I think they'll play 5. Thanks to the McAdam coaches, whose names we unfortunately do not have. And of course, coaches Tracy Messer and Tammy DeMerchant, who have been working hard all season long. They've done a great job getting these girls game ready. Lakers a very disciplined team. Small roster, so they only dress 9. But all 9 ready to step in at a moment's notice. Some strong serving all around. All the girls kind of know their positions and play them well. So it's a pretty strong Lakers team, I would say.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of versatility on the Lakers team, so it's kind of hard to expect when you're playing. I think they'd be more of a upfront strong team, but they also got some really good back hitters like Ava Grieve on the floor.
Speaking of, it will be Ava Grieve who is starting us off. Here's the Lakers have the first serve. Here's set number 3. Lakers up 2-0 in this exhibition matchup, but it's McAdam on the board first as that hit from Lauren Peasy catches the top of the net. Here's Musgrave, normally the Warrior setter, who's going to start the service. Grieve with the pass. Chisholm puts up for Natalie Bernard with a big hit. Gets the Lakers on the board emphatically. We're all tied up at 1 here in the early going. If you're just joining us, the Lakers took the first set by a score of 25-18 and the second most recent set by a score of 25-10. There's McIntyre to Musgrave, but someone must have been at the net wearing purple and yellow because there was a net call there by Steve O'Rourke. So, point Lakers. Here's Chisholm again. Oh man, I was just about to say she's prone to going on service runs and the ball hits the net. I don't know if the commentator's curse has migrated to even thoughts. Can't even think a nice thing.
Yeah, you never know nowadays, I guess.
The service from McIntyre is good. Here's Maddie Chisholm. Lauren Peasy with a nice cross-court hit. That's kept alive by Scott, but ultimately out of bounds. as it will be Natalie Bernard with the ball on her hands, as Riley DeMerchant has checked into the front row. 3-2. Lakers lead early. Nice serve. That just sneaks over. Little can't quite get there in time. Always tough with those serves that hit the net and just squeak over. Kind of freeze you up when it hits the net. Service up and over. There's Scott. Musgrave with the over-the-head set. This time the Lakers are not caught sleeping. Good work by Ava Grieve. Lauren Peasy with the cross-court hit. Nice work by McIver keeping that alive, and Little's going to send it over. Good work by the Warriors as they reset. Here's Lauren Peasy looking again. This time puts the ball a little closer to home. Sends that just over the net. Warriors caught out of position. As the Lakers are up 5-2 now. Here's Bernard looking for her third point on this service run. Grieve over to Maddie Chisholm. Riley DeMerchant with a nice hit. Great placement by DeMerchant. Good angle, too. And she sends that right over. DeMerchant, the lone grade 9 player on this team. Has some decent height, though, and made good use of it there. Here's Bernard. It's out to Gabby Messer. Musgrave over Little looking cross court, but Ava Grieve is there. Maddie Chisholm puts it up for DeMerchant again. This time she's stuffed by Little, wearing number 21, one of the stronger net front players for the Warriors. As McIver goes back to serve. Nice service, ball is up and over. Haley Messer is there. Peasy over to Ava Grieve, who sends it over. McIver to Musgrave. Little looking for a hit, but ooh, tough break. So I think what you were warning us about, Charlie, just kind of happened again. Lakers might have thought that was going out, and Messer pulled up there as that ball falls inside the red lines. Here's McIver again. Messer over to Maddie Chisholm. Good hit from DeMerchant, but Gabby Messer is there for the Warriors. Musgrave over to Scott, but that's well out of bounds. Into the stands. As the Lakers get the ball back. 7-4. As Lauren Peasy has the ball. The lone grade 10 player. Lakers with one girl in grade 9, one girl in grade 10, one girl in grade 11, and 6 graduating seniors. So Ava Grieve over to Maddie Chisholm. Back to Grieve for a big hit. Nice work from Grieve. That's vintage. As she hits that short side and catches the defense out of position. 8-4. Lakers doubling up the opposition here in the early going of this third set. Messer plays that to the Musgrave at the net front. Hit from Kitchen will fall out of bounds. Easy. The toe tap and the serve. Over to Scott. Good net front presence from Grieve, but good work by Kitchen as well, keeping that alive a couple times in a row. Here's Musgrave to Little with the hit. Peasy is there. Maddie Chisholm is going to send that up. Ooh, tough break. Little at the front of the net, sends it over, catches Ava Grieve at an awkward angle. And by that I mean, I think, directly in the face. 5-9 now, as Kitchen is back to serve for the purple and gold. Haley Messer up to Lauren Peasy. Ava Grieve's going to send that over and right in the corner. Couple of diving Warriors can't quite get there. 5-10 as Lauren Haley gets the ball on her hand. Little back to Musgrave. Little at the front of the net, pushes it just over DeMerchant, but Maddie Chisholm is there. Here's Chisholm with the hit. Gabby Messer from the lip position. Hitting it over, but Haley Messer, her counterpart, responds. Nice work by Grieve, dive by Kitchen. Almost keeps that alive, but can't quite get the angle right and sends it underneath the net. Still a nice dive. We've seen Kitchen lay out a few times here in this set. Service is good from Lauren Haley. Kitchen again, over to Ava Grieve. Maddie Chisholm at the front of the net. Oh, almost. Musgrave and Little both diving as that ball spins around the top of the net. Falls once, twice on McAdam's side before going out of bounds. Oh, Little from her knees. Played that. That serve from Lauren Haley just snuck over. Valiant effort from the Warriors as Haley has scored 3 points now, opening up a bit of breathing room. Riley DeMerchant at the front of the net. Bit of a guilty look. I think she knows she was on that, and Steve O'Rourke did not miss it. As Little is back to serve. Service up and over. Haley Messer gets it over to Maddie Chisholm. Ava Grieve with the send. McIver is there to Musgrave. Over to McIntyre. And that's a point for McAdam. Getting some support from the bench. Nice to hear them getting involved. We'll see if the Warriors can build on some momentum. Here's another serve from Little. Haley Messer is there. Maddie Chisholm puts it up for Riley DeMerchant. Good work from Kitchen in the back row. McIntyre. Oh, here's Ava Grieve with a big hit. Ends that rally emphatically. The Lakers have once again doubled up their opposition. 7-14 is your score as Riley DeMerchant goes back to serve. Service is good. McIver fields that over to Musgrave. McIntyre sending. But that's a point for the Lakers. Here's DeMerchant again. To Scott. Kitchen sends it up, and Maddie Chisholm played that a little awkwardly. I don't think she quite knows what that was. Here's Scott now. Serve is up and over. Lauren Peasy. Over to Maddie Chisholm. Puts it up for Natalie Bernard looking cross court, but Kitchen is there. Musgrave up for McIver, who gets a big hit, but Natalie Bernard at the front of the net. She's been all over that and gets another big block to maintain that Laker doubling of the score. 16 serving 8. Here's Ava Grieve. Zach catches the top of the net and falls on the home side. So 9-16. As Musgrave is back to serve. Grieve with the pass. Here's Maddie Chisholm putting it up. Natalie Bernard with the big hit, but Kitchen keeps out alive. McIver one-handed. Nice scramble by the Warriors. Makes something out of nothing there. Here's Peasy looking cross court. Scott keeps it alive. Musgrave with the up. Gabby Messer from the lib position sends it over on the third hit. Here's Chisholm to Bernard looking for a big hit. Nice placement from Natalie Bernard. We've said that a few times tonight. Here's Maddie Chisholm. Always good for a few from the service line. McIver to Kitchen, who sends it over. Ava Grieve. Back to Chisholm. Peasy looks for a big hit. Scott keeps that alive. Musgrave sending it over. But Haley Messer is there. Good lateral coverage. There's the hit from Bernard. Falls in front of the defense. And Lakers are up 18-9 as we're going to get a substitution here. Kitchen will check out. And we've got Wardle checking in, wearing number 3. It's Maddie Chisholm retrieving the ball from the equipment room as Alice Vautour working that scoreboard. Make sure all the benches are aware of the current score. Here's Lauren Haley over to Maddie Chisholm. Natalie Bernard with the big hit. Spins that off the defender and on to the enemy territory. 19-9. Ball up and over from Chisholm. It's McIver to Musgrave. Gabby Messer trying to time that back row hit. That's always an awkward angle. As Lakers have hit 20. Well in command of this third set. Chisholm sends it over. There's McIver. Wardle at the front of the net. Couldn't quite get there in time, as that was kind of rolling off the net by the time she was there. So 21-9 is the score. Chisholm again. A nice little run. McIver up for Musgrave. Back to McIver, who sends it over, but Lauren Haley is there. Here's Maddie Chisholm. Natalie Bernard looking for a big hit, but that is out of bounds. So McAdam gets the point, 10-29, or 21 rather. As McIntyre retrieves the ball. Serve is up and over for the Warriors. Lauren Haley receiving. Here's Lauren Peasy, winding for a big hit. Nice work by McIver with the dig. Bernard setting up Peasy again. This time it's Scott who keeps it alive. Musgrave to Little looking for a hit. Haley Messer gets that up to Maddie Chisholm, and Natalie Bernard looks for the sideline. Finds the right side of that red line. As the Warriors can't quite get there in time. 22-10 is your score. Ball on the hand of Natalie Bernard. Had a nice three-point run earlier in this set. That's what she needs again, is 3. And won't be getting it this time, as that one goes out of bounds. 11-22. Ball on the hand of McIver. That's up and over. Haley Messer directed that to Maddie Chisholm. Chisholm opting to punch it over on 2. Here's Haley. Chisholm with a more traditional set for Riley DeMerchant, but that is also going to fall out of bounds right on that back line. Very close. Close, as they say, is only good at horseshoes and hand grenades, and this is volleyball. So that's a McAdam point. Ball goes through the rafters. I don't know if it actually touched any of them, but I imagine if you're going through the rafters, that's high enough to call a dead ball. Haven't seen that one yet. I'm still waiting for a volleyball to go through one of the basketball nets that's been pulled up. Haley Messer to Ava Grieve. Maddie Chisholm's going to send that over on 3. Here's Musgrave with the set. Little is going to hit that, but Ava Grieve is there. Chisholm again looking for that punch on hit 2. DeMerchant at the front of the net. Nice work. Little scrambling to try to keep that up, but guilty of a lift. Nice work in the front of the net from Riley DeMerchant. 23-13. Here's Lauren Peasy. She needs 2 to put this away. Ball's up and over. McIver with the dive. Sends it to the front of the net, and so we have set point on the hands of Lauren Peasy. Hands and toe, I should say, because that toe tap is a vital part of her pre-service routine. There it is. Not quite this time, as that catches the top of the net. Warriors live to fight another day. 14-24 is your score. So we have Wardle, the newcomer, her first service of the night. Ball is up and over. Lauren Peasy's going to direct that to Lauren Haley. Here's Ava Grieve looking for the corner, and she finds it. Nice placement from the Lakers, 25-14. And with that, Lakers have secured the victory in this exhibition matchup with the Warriors. They take that set by a score of 25-14. And looks like we'll switch sides regardless, as I think the girls will take full advantage of the gym time. So congratulations to the Lakers. A little closer this time around for McAdam. Not quite as close as that first set, but showing they have some fight in them for sure. Any adjustments you expected to see on either side, Charlie?
Well, both teams looking to stay warm for their provincials, obviously. Harvey doing a great job showing that, and we've been seeing them playing consistently throughout the season. Don't think I've seen them play one bad game, so they're doing a great job on their part. And McAdam, kind of hard to play another set after one of your star main players gets an ankle injury and has to sit out for the rest of the game. So they're still playing good, though, coming out with a 14-point set after coming off a 10-point set from when the injury occurred. So McAdam's still looking to stay in the game, so overall, everyone's staying right.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And some great resilience from these Warriors. You're right, Charlie. Seeing a teammate go down, especially a starter, as it looks like McAdam is playing their strongest lineup, more or less. Hard to see a teammate go down with an injury like that and still maintain the mental concentration, but the Warriors have done a good job trying to stick with it. Looks like we are going to see a bit more of a diverse lineup, though, as we've had a few new players checking in for the Warriors. Number 2, Pitts, and number 5, Harris, are going to see the court for the first time tonight. And it looks like Gabby Messer has lost the libero jersey. She's wearing number 10 in purple and gold. So we'll look to see her rotate up to the front eventually. For the Lakers, it is their traditional even-numbered set lineup right now, as Lawrence Peasy and Haley have checked out, and Hannah Mason and Alice McDonald have checked in. That's one of the nice things about a smaller roster. You don't have to worry too much about your lineup changes. They're relatively simple.
Yeah, pretty much. Not ultimately changes need to be made, so everyone gets to play.
Always a good thing. Here's Wardle with the serve. That is out of bounds for Wardle. So 1-0 Lakers. Ava Greaves going to send that over. Messer fielding from the back. Maddie Chisholm at the front of the net. She's going big with the fist tonight. The punch is over, and that's kind of a one-handed block there at the front. But whatever works, I guess. Lakers up 2-0. Here's Ava Greaves. That's a low serve. Coming in hard and fast. I don't know if the Warriors were sure how they're going to handle that. We got some advice from the bench. Here's Greaves again. Another strong serve low. That one's going to catch the top of the net. So 3-1 is your score. As Harris is back to serve for the Warriors. That ball up and over, but out of bounds. Alice McDonald is wisely going to let that roll. 4-1 now as Maddie Chisholm is back. Good service from Chisholm, fielded by Pitts. Here's Ava Greaves to Maddie Chisholm. Natalie Bernard's going to send that over. Harris gets that over. Here's Ava Greaves from the back row with the volley. Kept alive by McIntyre. There's Wardle, sends it out of bounds. So Maddie Chisholm gets that ball. Another serve. Little's going to field that, but that will go just out of bounds. Harris can't quite get there in time. So 6-1 is your score. And Chisholm always good for a few from that service line. There's Chisholm again, fielded by Pitts. To Harris now. Little with the hit. That's contacted by Alice McDonald, but sends it out of bounds. So Alice Vautour is going to flip over that number, and Maddie Fraser-Cole will note that down on the score sheet. Here's Little now. Bit of a misfire. That goes wide left. 7-2 now as Lakers have the early lead. Natalie Bernard is back to serve. Ball is up and over. Little fields that to Harris, sending up. We got a whistle, and it's McAdam guilty of the double touch this time. Hadn't seen too many of those calls against McAdam. Lakers have had a couple, but McAdam playing a relatively clean game when it comes to the double hits and whatnot. Fielded directly by Messer is the serve from Natalie Bernard. Here's Maddie Chisholm to Riley DeMerchant, who's going to send that over. McIntyre puts it up high. Here's Harris with the set. Messer with the hit. He's checked out of the libero position, so can do that from the front now. There's Hannah Mason tapping it gently over. DeMerchant with the pass to Chisholm. Back to DeMerchant. Kept alive by Pitts. Here's Wardle from the back row. McIntyre sends it. Good rally here from both sides. Hannah Mason winding up for a big hit. Wardle can't quite handle that. Not today. So that goes out of bounds. 9-2 is your score. So Natalie Bernard will get another from the service line. Here's Bernard. That one's out of bounds. Little is going to pull up and let that roll. Pitts now back to serve. Ball is up and over. Hannah Mason's going to pass that up to Maddie Chisholm. Riley DeMerchant going in for the hit. Nice dig by Little, keeping that alive, but DeMerchant at the front of the net. Nice play by the rookie. Direct response sends that right back. Lakers have hit double digits, 10-3. So we have Hannah Mason, the patented dribble and slap. As that goes over, Little's gonna volley that directly. Again, it's Riley DeMerchant at the front of the net, sending it straight back over to McAdam. Nice work at the front of the net. It has been mostly Lakers up there. Service from Mason is good. Little over to Harris. Messer's gonna send that to the back row. That's Gabby Messer wearing the purple and gold. Haley Messer, the good guys, I guess, the good guys Messer, can't quite get there in time. Here's McIntyre. That service is good to Alice. McDonald's gonna send it directly over. Warriors can't quite deal with it at the front of the net. As looks like we're gonna have a substitution now, as number 11, McIver, is going to check in for Wardle. There's McDonald with the serve. It's to McIver, and Pitts scrambling as Warriors guilty of a lift there. Couldn't quite play that too high. It was pinballing around a little bit. I think that wasn't exactly how the Warriors drew it up. McDonald notches the point and goes for another now. Nice play at the front of the net by Harris. Ava Grieve with the hit, but that's fielded by McIver. Here's McDonald with the dig. Riley DeMerchant with the hit, looking to keep it in the red lines, but falls outside. So that's a point for the visitors. There's Gabby Messer, who can serve now for the first time, as she is no longer wearing that libero jersey. That will go out of bounds, though. 14-5 is your score in favor of the home side. Riley DeMerchant back to serve. It's going to fall short. 14-6 as DeMerchant checks out and Haley Messer checks it in. Here's McIver. Ball up and over, has that nice little run up. Sorry, spoke too soon, I guess. Ball is up, but not quite over as that catches the top of the net. 15-6 now, it's team trade faults. Ava Grieve is going to send that. McIntyre sends it over. Here's Natalie Bernard going for a bump. McIver to Harris. Big hit from Little, but must have been guilty of a lift there. Sent it right back. Almost looked like we had a nice sequence, but I guess it was an illegal play at some point in there. Here's Ava Grieve sending it up. And Warriors knock that out of bounds. 17-6. Is Grieve building a little run now. Ball is up but out of bounds. So 17-7. If you're just joining us, this is set number 4. Lakers have taken all 3 sets preceding this one by scores of 25-18, 25-10, and 25-14 respectively. Service from Harris is good. That's Haley Messer. Bit of a guilty look on her face as she sent that well out of bounds over to where the booth is usually set up. Too bad we don't have a crew down there ready to play it.
Yeah, it definitely does get dangerous down there, especially games like this, I have to say.
Messer to McDonald. Nice work by the Lakers as that pinball's around, but they still send it over legally. Here's Bernard looking a bit more conventionally, but that's blocked at the front of the net by Little. Good work by the Warriors, who haven't come ahead in too many of those net front battles, but they do come out on top on this one. Another service from Harris there. It's going to fall right at the line. McDonald thought that was going out, got out of the way, but ultimately fell inbounds. You should probably tune in to the halftime show more often, Charlie. It might hear your advice.
So maybe.
A little less ambiguity on that one as that falls well out of bounds. Lakers let that go. 18-10 now. This ball is on the hand of Madison Chisholm. Ball up and over. Fielded directly by Pitts. Here's Hannah Mason. Chisholm again with the punch over, but must have come over the net, I think is that call. Chisholm just in a punchy mood, I guess. Here's Little. Sends it far back. Bit of a misplay from Haley Messer. She's not quite sure what happened there. So girls, help her shake it off and get ready for the next one. Here's Little again. Ava Greaves gonna get that to Maddie Chisholm. Puts up for a hit from Natalie Bernard. Nice play by McIver, keeping that alive. Little over to McIntyre on the third hit. Is Bernard to Chisholm, back to Bernard, and this one's good. Warriors can't quite handle that. 19-12. As Natalie Bernard goes back to serve. Messer's gonna grab a break, and Riley DeMerchant will check into the front of the net. Serves is up and over. McIver with the direct response, back to Bernard. Maddie Chisholm's gonna put that up for Riley DeMerchant. Nice hit. Falls between the red lines. As Lakers are up 20-12 now. Here's Natalie Bernard. Ball up and over, but looks like she might have stepped on the red line in doing so. So will be the Warriors recording the point and winning the right for the next serve. This ball is on the hand of Pitts, wearing number 2 for the visitors. Hannah Mason keeps that alive. Over to Maddie Chisholm with the back set. Riley DeMerchant sends it up high over the blockers. It's Haley Messer from the back row. Riley DeMerchant putting it up. Hannah Mason looking cross court. Catches the Warriors at a bit of an awkward angle. Neither one can really play it fully. So nice work by Hannah Mason with that hit placement. 21-13 now. As she awaits the ball, retrieved from the sidelines. Decent-sized crowd here for late on a Thursday night, but of course this rivalry matchup, always a good draw in the local area. Hannah Mason sends it over nicely. Little, nice play by Messer. Good work by the Warriors sending that over as they score a point. Nicely done, as it was Little, Harris, and ultimately McIntyre who sent it. With all three girls kind of scrambling to get there. Didn't look like that was going over, but kind of caught the Lakers unaware. Here's a service from McIntyre. Hannah Mason is there to field it. Alice McDonald, another senior player, puts that up. Here's Little with the set for Harris, and McIver can't quite send it over inbounds. That does cross the net, but it is on the wrong side of those antennae, or well, the close antenna anyways. 22-14 now. Alice McDonald has the serve. It's fielded directly by Gabby Messer. Grieve to Chisholm. Back to Riley DeMerchant. Looking back row. Pitts keeps that alive to Harris, and it's McIver with a hit. Haven't seen the Warriors go for too many of those, but it pays off. 22-15. There's Gabby Messer, wearing number 10 as opposed to that Libero jersey. Hannah Mason puts it up. Alice McDonald back to Mason, who sends it over. There's Little winning that net front battle with Riley DeMerchant. Nice work by Little, who's won a few of those battles at the front of the net for the Warriors. Messer gets another serve. Here it is. Over to Haley Messer. Maddie Chisholm getting there for the pass, and Ava Green's going to send it back row. Gabby Messer keeps it alive. McIntyre over to Little, who's going to send it into the crowd. That's out of play. 23-16 is your score. So Lakers need 2 to close this out. Ball on the hands of rookie Riley DeMerchant. McIver to Harris, and that will fall on McAdam's side. Little can't quite get there in time. Natalie Bernard providing some net front insurance either way. So we have set point now on the hands of Riley DeMerchant, 24-16. McIntyre. Ava Green's going to finish that off. Nice net front block there as she sends that down, and the Lakers take this one by a score of 25-16. So it's tonight's game almost over. Charlie, do you think the fans got their money's worth? Did we seeing some good volleyball here?
Oh, most definitely kind of seeing a lot from both teams here. Seeing McAdam putting in a lot of digs, seeing a lot of players dive on the floor, not afraid to get dangerous with it. And we've been seeing Harvey playing a great game so far, cheering, showing their morale, and giving all around good vibes throughout the entire gym. Players being played a little bit more minutes in these exhibition games, getting them ready for the big weekend. And on McAdam's end, kind of seeing a little bit different things playing on the defensive side. We've been seeing where they've been extremely aggressive up on the net and extremely passive up on the net, kind of playing a little bit more defensive, letting Harvey get those hits and just receiving, putting it to the setter, and then sending it back over. So they've been playing a great overall game and a pretty good standard game, if I have to say.
Certainly. You gotta like what you see if you're a Lakers fan. If you're a McAdam fan, we are sending best wishes to Leghorn, who was the injured player early in that second set with what appeared to be an ankle injury. So we're hoping for a quick recovery, and best of luck to the Warriors in their Tier 4 showcase next weekend, and that again is Saturday, May 28th and Sunday, May 29th. The Lakers will be competing in Tier 3, and they will look to take on, I believe, Dalhousie, Minto, and Heartland in the round robin. They play at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Saturday in the Grand Harvey, and again at 10:15 on Sunday morning. If they are one of the top two teams in that pool of 4, they will play for the championship at 12:30 on Sunday. And it is the same 6 who started sets 1 and 3 for the Lakers. Lakers always very consistent in their lineup. It's Ava Grieve yet again with the first serve. Bit of a traffic jam there. Messer and Wardle, neither one can quite get there in time, so Lakers are on the board first. Ava Grieve's taking them out to a 1-0 lead here in this 5th and what I believe will be the final set. Direct response from Gabby Messer. There's Lauren Peasy at the front of the net with a nice direct response of her own. A lift on the McAdam side will nullify any attempt to send that back over. So Lakers up 2-0 now. Good service from Grieve, but that will go out of bounds. Must not have been enough topspin on that one. Here's Harris. There's a good serve, kept alive by Grieve. Maddie Chisholm's going to put that up, and Natalie Bernard will send it over. Here's Wardle to Harris. Scott with the send. Nice work by Lauren Haley, keeping that alive. Here's Grieve going up for the hit. I think Lauren Peasy was in the way there, and a bit of a minor collision. Everyone looks okay, though. So we're all tied up here. McAdam getting the point there. They have, I believe, their first lead of this evening. As they're up 3-2, you hear some energy from the bench there. Players excited to see that. Here's Harris sending it over. Lauren Haley with the direct response. McIntyre to Scott, who sends it over. Haley again up to Maddie Chisholm. Natalie Bernard's going to look for a hit, but Gabrielle Messer is there. Bernard to Chisholm, back to Bernard, looking for the corner, but Wardle keeps that alive. Good play by Harris at the front of the net. Haley Messer's going to keep it in play. Ava Grieve with the one-handed knockover. That falls just in bounds. So we're all tied up again, 3-3. Alice Vautour is going to flip that over on the scorecard, and Maddie Fraser-Cole will note that down on the score sheet. Big thanks to both of those minor officials. Wardle keeps it alive. Harris back to Wardle for the hit. Gets it past Bernard, but Chisholm is there. Peasy looks for the back row and finds it over the heads of the defenders. Nice hit from Peasy as that goes high and then drops fast. Here's Chisholm again. Good service from Chisholm. Fielded by McIntyre to Harris. Back to McIntyre, but Bernard is there at the front of the net. Not going to let that over. So we have a substitution now. It's McIver in, McIntyre out for the purple and gold. Maddie Chisholm again. Nice service. McIver fielding that to Harris. Back to McIver, who pushes it just over the defender. Good adjustments from the Warriors, seeing that initial hit blocked. Going for the softer volley this time is the... Looks like McAdam just has to adjust their rotation there as after the substitution. I think girls got a little out of order, but we're all good now. Head referee Steve O'Rourke, very on the ball with that rotation. Here's a service from Scott. Lauren Haley puts that up. Natalie Bernard will send it directly over. Wardle thought it was going out, but it fell right in the red lines. Very nice placement. As Lakers take the point, they're up 6-4 now. As the ball comes to Bernard for a service. So the McAdam leave was pretty short-lived. As it's the Lakers ahead again, and Bernard will look to build on that. That will fall out of bounds, or sorry, inbounds rather. I think the Warriors thought that was going out of bounds. As Pitts got there, but didn't get the arms out to play it. Falls right on the line. Here's Bernard again. Service is good. This time Pitts is going to send that up to Harris. Wardle winding up for a big hit, looking for the back row, but that will fall out of bounds. And the Lakers get the point. They're up 8-4 now. Here's Bernard. Service is low. So it is the Warriors who catch that. Here's McIver wearing number 11. He's got a powerful little run up to the serve. We'll see where this goes. Ooh, catches the top of the net. It's the danger with those strong overhand serves with a lot of power. You also want to make sure you get the angle right to send it over. Here's Lauren Peasy serving for your Lakers. He's going to send that over. That's fielded by Pitts. So McIver getting it over. Lauren Haley up to Maddie Chisholm. Riley DeMerchant's going to send that over with a volley. Here's Harris on the set. Messer of the Warriors over to Messer of the Lakers. Here's the hit from Ava Grieve. Nice hit. Threads the needle between a couple of Warrior defenders. And Lakers have a 10-5 lead. Easy again. With the toe tap and the serve. That'll catch the top of the net and fall on the Lakers side. 6-10 now as Wardle gets the ball. Serve is a 5-letter word. And that's up and over. Over by Ava Grieve. Harris to Gabby Messer, but Ava Grieve is there again. Maddie Chisholm with the setup. Grieve looking cross court. Scott fields that up into the rafters. As looks like we're going to have a substitution here. Alice McDonald and Hannah Mason are checking in. And a brace of Lawrence, Lauren Haley and Peasy are both going to check out. Alice McDonald getting the server's position fresh off the bench. Ball is up and over, fielded by Scott. Harris sending, and Messer of the Warriors will send that over. Haley Messer with a nice dive, keeping that alive. Maddie Chisholm looking for the back corner. She finds Scott. Here's Pitts. McIver can't quite connect on that third hit. That's a Lakers point, 12-6. As this might be the first time I've seen that mid-set swap. Coaches Messer and DeMerchant don't typically like to do those mid-set substitutions, but I think they're looking to get all the girls some good playing time.
Yeah, usually they kind of just like to have an ongoing after-set matchup throughout the game, kind of keep it consistent on what they have on the floor. But it seems they're looking to get some of their bench players a little bit more minutes to get them ready.
Yeah, with provincials about 8 or 9 days away, and this, I believe, the girls' only game action between now and then. Coaches are going to look to keep those players fresh as possible. Here's Alice McDonald from out of bounds to Hannah Mason, who's going to send it over. That was high. McAdam had a lot of time, but no one really moved to intercept that. So nice work by those players coming off the bench. Mason and McDonald, both instrumental in that point. Here's Harris. Back to Scott, who sends it over just a little too high. It's going to hit the rafters as a dead ball, and it is a 15-point set here. Lakers are going to take this one as well, 15-7. So congratulations to the Lakers, sweeping their rivals as they record the victory in all 5 of tonight's sets. If you are just joining us, those scores were 25-18, 25-10, 25-14, 25-16, and 15-7 here in the final. Any final words, Charlie, as we send these girls off and wish them good luck in the provincial championship?
Well, overall, definitely some improvements we have seen from the Harvey Lakers that we've seen throughout their entire season. Can't quite say the same for McAdam, not being rude, but haven't seen them play before. So.
This is the first time we've seen them play, this exhibition matchup between Harvey in Tier 3 and McAdam in Tier 4. So these are not two teams that would meet regularly. I think they're both just trying to get that exhibition match in advance of provincials.
Especially both teams being so close, it wouldn't be hard for both teams to get a little bit of practice in this close to provincials as well.
Exactly. Glad they were able to stay warm, and once again, we do offer our best wishes to Cleghorn of the Warriors. Hope she recovers quickly and completely from that ankle injury she suffered in the second set. Congratulations once again to the senior girls. Hope you can make it out on Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 29th at the Grant Harvey Center. We'll run you through the roster one last time. Wearing number 1 in the Libero jersey is Haley Messer, graduating player. Number 2, another senior, Alice McDonald. Number 5, yet another grade 12, Ava Grieve. Number 6, yet another grade 12, Lauren Haley. Wearing number 8, Lauren Peasy is the lone representative from grade 10. Natalie Bernard in the number 10 jersey is another grade 12. Maddie Chisholm wearing number 12 is the final senior player. Riley DeMerchant wearing number 13 is the rookie in grade 9. And Hannah Mason wearing number 14 is in grade 11. So congratulations to all those girls for an excellent season. Best of luck in provincials on Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 29th. Thanks again to Charlie on camera and on color, and to Ashton Little, who was pressing all the right buttons. I'm David White, take care, and we'll catch you next week on Wednesday for a middle school girls game at 5 p.m. against McAdam.
See you then.